Brian, if you could just let us know sort of what was behind the decision to use the subs at halftime as opposed to right at the return from the delay.
Because I would have burned one of the, your three substitution windows that you have. So the thing that we tried to do was, just finish the half out. I didn't know I was going to make 3 subs at halftime. AB was not a planned sub. AB was supposed to stay on the field. So, we decided we were going to try and, in case we needed 3 opportunities in the second half to sub, that was the reason for it.
Can you explain what caused you to change your mind about AB there?
Injury.
Jada, I see your hand raised next. Go ahead.
Thanks. This is a 2-parter. What can you say what the injury is to AB? And then the second part is how did you approach that delay, especially as it started to stretch to 2 hours?
Injury is a muscular injury. And then how did we approach that, Jada? We did the best we could to keep the players, warm off their feet inside here in the locker room. It's challenging to play for those guys. We talked about the messaging about, playing a little bit more direct, not making any mistakes, just kind of normal stuff. The goal was unfortunate. Came off a mistake from us. So, we as coaches need to do a better job. I need to make sure that maybe on the kickoff, we just, dump the ball into their half of the field, play in their half of the field. Little details like that, could help the group. So we'll work on that.
Nico Moreno, and just a reminder, if you have a question, please go ahead and hit the raise hand function button. Nico, go ahead.
Brian, just kind of wanted to get your take on, there was, I believe, 6 different changes for this game. There was a formation change. You had Jackson, who was debuting. Did it feel like too many changes for it to just kind of work smoother, quicker? Just wondering what your thoughts on that was.
No. Look, I thought Jackson had a very good game. I thought he was very, very good. So that was a positive. You guys saw Leo Chu's debut as a starter. You guys can debate that one. I thought he had some, moments. I thought Freddie Montero came on and did a good job. Albert was motivated. You could tell that. JP knows how to play in there. Alex played in that formation. Javi's played in that formation. So I've been talking about that being a secondary formation for different reasons. And it worked except for one mistake coming out of halftime.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, next hand I see is Jada again. Jada, go ahead and ask your follow-up.
Thanks. Yeah, Brian, I wanted to ask about that goal and the error. It seemed like the changes might have disrupted a little bit of the defense, but can you go into that a little bit more as far as what you saw from your team that led to that goal?
Well, look, any goal is usually a function of a team, your opponent doing something well, breaking us down through good play or a mistake. And I always say that it's a team-wide issue. The play comes from Jackson heading the ball to Nuhu. We play Christian, who's got a little loose touch. Nuhu's recovery's got to be better. Jackson goes out and tries to block the cross, but, we have 2 center backs in there. One of the center backs needed to step to Bobby Wood. And then Steph makes the initial save and, he cleans up his own rebound. So, I think there was a couple of points during that play we could have done a better job. And, we'll watch the film and we'll get those guys to be a little bit sharper.
Nico, we'll go back to you.
Thank you. Obviously, there's a big game coming up against Leon. You know, how quickly do you just kind of put this behind you and just focus on Leon and maybe use some of the things that you saw today into that game?
We're already past it. I talked to the team afterwards. It's all physical and mentally recovery for Tuesday right now. I thought it was important that, you know, I made sure that sometimes when your heads are down, you know, it was cold and snowy. I thought some guys were frustrated. I wanted to make sure that our players went across the field to applaud the Sounder fans that were way up in the stadium there. There's always a contingent of people that come to RSL to watch our games. They need to do that to make sure they acknowledge the fans that came here to watch them play. Then I said a couple words, and now we're past it.
Leon played Friday. You know, they won. How much of that game did you kind of scout? You're just wondering, putting it out there.
We've already been scouting them for the last 3 days.
Thanks, Coach.
Jeremiah, we'll throw back to you.
Yeah, I know you mentioned Jackson that you thought he did well, but if you could just kind of elaborate a little bit on what you thought he did well in the game, what you'd been seeing in the up until now that gave you the confidence to give him the start.
Well, the easiest thing to see, Jeremiah, is the fact that the kid picks out the right pass and then he's able to execute the right pass most of the time. So there's a couple moments you can watch the tape. You can have your guys watch the tape. His decision-making on the ball is very, very good. You saw some of his strength in the air. He won a bunch of headers. I think he can actually even get better at that. And then look, his defending is going to improve. I think Justin Merrim in the first half kind of got around him a little bit. He's got to get used to the speed of play at our level. But for a debut under, you know, not easy conditions, maybe a disjointed team a little bit, I thought he was one of the bright spots.
Jada, did you have one final one?
Yes, I do. Coach, I wanted to ask a little bit about Albert and the pregame. You know, what did they do for him? And the broadcast, it sounded like they were booing the crowd was booing when he touched the ball. So yeah, what kind of reception?
There was nothing done before the game. And yes, Jada, the fans did boo him every time he touched the ball. I don't know why. He's a nice kid. He's a nice young man, but obviously RSL fans don't like him anymore.
Is that, do you know, did he make a comment about that? Because of his personality, and he had mentioned not being sure how he was going to be received. So did he mention that at all, since you guys had the long delay of a surprise or anything like that he was booed?
No, I'm not sure I'm clear on your question, Jada. I never spoke to Albert about any of his assumptions about how the crowd would react. He still has friends and family here, but as far as what the fans want to do, that's totally up to them. Like I said, Albert's a very nice young man. I'm very happy to have him on my team. I thought he was good tonight.
Okay, we'll close with one, maybe two more. But Jeremiah, did you have a follow-up? I see your hand still up. Or are you good? Okay, you're good. Nico, I see you just put your hand up. So why don't you have the last word here?
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted to get your take on pulling off Leo Chu for Jordan Morris, kind of what you were trying to get out of that substitution and how that, obviously bringing Jordan in, I understood. You had some options to take players out. Why Leo Chu?
Well, because at that point in the game, I felt Jordan was a good counterbalance to Freddie Montero. Leo was out wide. He had a couple of, moments in the first half. But I just thought that Jordan's power, we, had Jordan and Freddie playing up front as two forwards. I thought that was a little bit more effective for us. The game was sloppy. You know, just needed 2 forwards up front.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck Tuesday.
Thank you.